Well, this is weird. The Poker Guys have microphones, and they're in this weird setting. Well, this happens to be Poker Guys HQ, where we've been working hard on Poker Time. Some of you may have heard of it from us, but we're really excited. It's coming out on Monday.
It's a cash game, sometimes also a sit and go, but our first episodes are a cash game. It's going to be really fun. It's people playing poker just like you normally see on TV, except this time the commentary is by the Poker Guys.
I mean, how can it get better than that?
It's hard to imagine.
So get ready. On Monday, we're going to start our first week of Poker Time, which will include 3 episodes. And here is a sneak preview. Enjoy.
We really haven't seen Jake bluff at all, have we? Except I guess he last episode he did double barrel when he picked up equity on the turn. He turned into a double gutter.
And then he made the nuts on the river.
And he made the nuts.
It's a lot easier to continue your bluff when you make the nuts.
Yeah, and then he got the full double when he did. That's the smile of a guy who's winning in the poker game.
This is, wow. I'm surprised to see Batiste just check there with the ace.
All right, let's get unstuck.
Danny checks as well.
Batiste is hoping to get unstuck on this hand. Hey, maybe that's a start, you know?
Well, 5 and a call. Danny picks up the nut flush draw.
Batiste bets 5 before the card even hits the felt.
Danny with the quick call again. A lot of good cards for Danny. That's not one of them.
Another 5.
Just forced to call. Forced to call and lose, basically. Just not much you can do as Danny.
That's probably not the maximum Batiste could have won there.
No. Batiste could have bet a real amount on the turn, or the river, or the flop. But
he also claimed it was time to get back to even. I don't know if that's the way to do it. Bet your way back to even.
Go plus $20 every hand, buddy. It won't take very long.
I believe that's Mike Matisow's second book, Min Bet Your Way Back to Even.
It's a surprisingly good read.
Yeah.
Got the softest big line right here. You know, I do like being around you, Batiste.
Definitely not playable for Jake. Batiste might open this. I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
I mean, these days, his range, as you said, is as wide as the plains of Missouri.
Well said. Now, this is essentially the nuts for Batiste. Ooh, Danny's got ace-queen here. He's just going to call.
And here's Brewer with king-queen.
Calling would be standard, but Batiste has opened so much.
The fact that he's reaching for more. Oh, this is incredible for Danny.
Yeah.
What a spot for Danny.
It's not super comfortable with ace-queen, but his stack kind of demands. Ooh, and Batiste calls.
If Batiste had re-raised, Danny might have to find a fold, but yep, there you go. Danny just has to move in here. And now it's a really interesting spot for everybody
That's
else.
what Danny was hoping for when he just called there.
Absolutely.
What should Brewer do? Look at him. Look how unhappy he is.
Well, it's 285 to win 600. I don't think we can fold our hand at getting that price. So that's the first thing. Right?
We could consider it, but
Danny, we block kings, we block queens. Danny can have us in trouble as he does.
Danny could have pocket 8s though. You
could
know,
have pocket 10s.
Yeah,
like,
and we're doing okay against those for this price.
You could even have Jack 10 suited and just not be able to handle it anymore. You know, I think we're supposed to go with this hand, at this point.
Now the thing is, we expect Batiste to fold if we call a lot of the time.
Because it's what 300 more, and what's the stack depth here?
Batiste with 1.2.
So we'd have 900 behind. Yeah, I mean, we don't know what Batiste has, though. With a hand like pocket 5s, we'd expect him to fold. He does call.
He just calls here, hoping Batiste folds, I think.
Yeah. There are a lot of hands Batiste might just feel obligated to call with, like ace-jack suited or something like that. He might just think, I'm getting a great price. I'm in position. I close the action. I just have to call. And since we've seen him play almost every hand,
moving in's an option for Brewer.
I think that's probably the better option, just to blow him off. This is supposed to work anyway, though. Batiste isn't really getting the right implied odds to call. He's getting 3-1 effective pot odds, but there's only another 4-1 to win after that. And Brewer stack. That's 7-1 total. That's not enough if you think you're going to have to flop a set to win a lot of the time, which I assume you do.
I wish I had just folded, Rob.
It's going to be a dry pot.
Called and then it would have been fine. I don't think I'm too stuck to fold. I'm just going to call.
Too stuck to fold? I'm just going to call, he says.
Well, I can't feel good now as Brewer.
Danny's got a big opportunity for a triple up here if things fall his way.
I mean, he's 39%. He's got the most equity out here. That's nice for him. Of course, that means 61% of the time he's going to go busto.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Ooh.
That is a brutal flop. That's just brutal.
Let's just watch this play out. small bet from Brewer here. Feigning confusion.
Do you drop the hammer now or later?
I think you got to do it now.
There he goes. And I don't know what Brewer's supposed to do except call. He's getting an incredible price.
This is the sale of the century. You can't fold.
I mean, Batiste never has ace king, right? Like never. So it's a set or nothing.
And there's the bad news.
Yep.
Hello.
It's a good card.
All right, let's put this over this and bring another spade.
Danny wants the nut flush draw at some point,
I
but
don't blame him.
Ace queen. Jesus.
Said Danny was drawing dead on the turn.
What do you have?
I have a king. Fucking A, Baptiste. I still like fucking fold. I know. Just said, too stuck to just.
So Batiste, who was stuck in this game pretty much the whole way, gets unstuck in one big hand right before the break. Pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
that's seems like a pretty good hand to end Poker Time episode 2 on.
Yeah, I think so. Come back tomorrow. We're going to finish out our first week session here. It's going to be a longer episode as well. We're going to give you all the rest of the action with these players, also a few new players.
Right, it's going to be exciting, so we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, not that shit.